Most new photo booth owners mess this up. They set your camera on auto, hope for the best, and end up with washed out or dark pictures. But today, I'm going to show you exactly how to master the exposure triangle. ISO, aperture, shutter speed. Those three will have no secret for you at the end of this video. And I'll also give you my go-to values for crisp and very professional shots every single time. And at the end, I'm going to show you my actual photo booth settings, my external flash setup settings, and the exact images I took with those settings. I've been running photo booths for years, and once I nailed the exposure triangle, my photos went from just okay to hey, I think I can charge premium prices for this. This is not just photography theory. This is the exact real-world setup you can copy for your own booth and whoa, your clients. What is the exposure triangle? The exposure triangle is simply how your camera controls light. ISO controls your camera's sensitivity to light. Aperture is how wide the lens opens. Shutter speed is how long the camera's sensor is exposed to light. Change one and you have to adjust the others to keep the perfect exposure. Get them balanced and your images look professional every single time. So now I'm going to go through all of them and explain you in very easy terms how to master them and how to understand them easily. Let's start with ISO. ISO is your camera's light sensitivity. A low ISO like 100 gives you super clean images but needs a lot more light. High ISO like 3200 make your camera more sensitive but adds a lot of grain. And trust me, grainy photo booth pictures screams amateur. Guys, real quick, if you're getting any value from this video, please consider liking and subscribing right now. I want you guys to drop a comment below to let me know where you guys from. I'm from Paris. I moved to Charlotte 3 to 4 months ago, and I'm right there to just share a lot of value with you guys. Everything I know, every single thing I've learned basically is gonna be in this channel, so you don't want to miss it. You want to subscribe right now to make sure every single thing I post, you see it and you take advantage of it. So in real life, ISO is just a way for your camera to just amplify the signal they receive. Just take it as when you record a video and the sound is very low and you try to maybe go to CapCut and another editor and try to bring that volume up. It will add a lot of grain. That's the exact same way the ISO is acting when you're taking pictures. So the lower the ISO, the better your pictures. So for photo booth with external flash, you want to stay between 100 and 500. That's the sweet spot. You can try to go higher only if your flash power is very low or maybe if you have no flash. Now let's move on to the second factor, the aperture. Aperture controls how much light passes through your lens and also your depth of field. How much of the image will be in focus. That's it. A low f number like f2.8 lets in more light but blurs the background. A higher f number like f8 keeps more stuff in focus. And for photo booths, you want everyone in frame to be sharp, even if they are standing at different distances. That's why I recommend some like f4 to f5.6 for most events. That's the perfect balance between sharpness and light. And to explain aperture in simple real life terms, think about it as your eyes. When your eyes are wide open, you can see everything. When your eyes are half open, you can see some stuff, but things become a little bit dark. And if you close your eyes and just open it a little bit, things become very dark. And that's exactly what happens with aperture. A lower aperture means that the lens is wide open and the light is coming in like crazy. And a bigger aperture number like f8, f20, f25 means your lens is not very open and you gotta add a lot more light to balance it. So everything is about light. Now let's move to the last one, the shutter speed. The shutter speed is how long your sensor is exposed to light. A slow shutter lets in more light but can cause motion blur. Not really ideal when guests are dancing in your booth. For photo booths with flash, you want to set it up to 1 × 125 to 1 × 200. Fast enough to freeze movement, slow enough to sync with your flash. never go over your camera's flash sync speed, or your images will get that ugly black bar from the shutter curtain. To explain shutter speed in real life, it's very easy. Those values that you see are in seconds, so it's 1 times something, which means the something that is behind, the bigger it is, the faster the shutter is. So that means what? That means when you see those Formula One pictures with cars moving like crazy and you can see like a very still picture, that means that the shutter speed is very high. It's probably like 1 times like 5,000, something like that, because the movement is so fast that the shutter speed needs to be very fast to catch up. And that's exactly what happens with the photo booth. Sometimes people are moving, so if you set your shutter speed to something like 1 times 50, 50 is not enough to steal the image, to lock that image in position even with someone moving. So that's why you want to have that value locked at 1 times 125 until 1 times 200. I feel like 1 times 125 to 1 times 160, which is the next step, is ideal. But what you want to understand is just how fast your shutter is open. So that's it. Once you set your ISO, aperture and shutter speed, they stay consistent the entire event. Your flash becomes the main light source. Ambient light barely matters. So now I just get to the live demo where I just show you exactly the settings I'm using with my photo booth and how I'm adjusting it live to get a beautiful result. Guys, if you're struggling with your photo booth, just know that I have a one-on-one consultation link down there in the description. You can book 1 hour with me. I can solve whatever problem you have in the photo booth, the 360, the marketing and stuff, everything. Guys, as you can see, the photo booth is up, the flash is up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the camera settings. Like, I'm just gonna go maybe to launch event. So if I want to go to the camera settings, I'm just gonna click right there, and then I go to camera settings. Yeah. So down there you see that we have the aperture 5.6, shutter speed 1 times 160, ISO 400, white balance set to flash. I feel like those settings are just perfect. So you're gonna be indoors, so with this kind of lighting, not crazy lighting but enough light for people to just see each other. And that's why this one is important. Like, this beautiful LED is gonna help you focus people, because autofocus, it works with lighting, with a minimal lighting. If you don't have a minimal lighting, autofocus is not gonna work. So we're gonna make one picture and just start from there and see what we have to adjust. So I will just launch the event. Obviously it's a test event, and I will just hit the photo button. Let me just move a little bit. Okay, you can clearly see that there is way too much light, so all I have to do is just reduce the light using my flash. I'm not touching anything about the photo booth, about this camera settings. So I feel like 1 times 16 is gonna be good, because that one was way too high. So I just want to test one more time and see what we got. So if I go ahead and I just reduce it a little bit, like 1 times 32 plus 0.7. Let me try that one. But this one is obviously very good. That's the last one we're gonna try, and then we're gonna be done for this video. So I'm just gonna try to do it again, and now I can place myself. So yeah, this one looks way more natural. I feel like we good. So guys, that will be it for this video. I also got a flash cheat sheet with everything. It's gonna be on my website. You can buy it and have every single value that you can just add to your photo booth, daylight, night light, to get beautiful results. If you add a backdrop in there, it's gonna look crazy. I got my newsletter where I will drop gems every 2 weeks, just telling you guys about what I'm up to, what I discovered the past 2 weeks, and just to let you guys know what is going on in the photo booth business. So no bullshit, no fluff, just real value. You can subscribe down there. The link is in the description. And if you guys are looking for contracts for your photo booth business and overlays and everything like that, I got my Photobooth store. Right down there in the description, you can just browse to the store and see every resource that I have. I am also selling my booth, which I call Star Booth, because we're just going to beautiful, crazy, high-end events with that photo booth, and everybody loves it. It's basically the same as the guac and cheese from Photobooth Supply & Co, but just 2 times less expensive. So what are you waiting for? Let's build this thing together, guys. Let's go!